There's never an off-season for extreme sports. Whether it's winter, spring, summer, or fall, at least 2 or more extreme sports are getting the time and attention of the sporting public. The beauty of extreme sports is that they are incredibly fascinating, will get your adrenaline pumping without fail, and yet are usually conducted in a way so as to be fairly safe in comparison to what people generally assume. Feeling adventurous as you head off to your next mountain holiday? Well, let's help you out with the top items we have for your bucket list. Paragliding. Paragliding is generally the most accessible extreme sport since it does not require a special takeoff or a landing track. Attached to a wing, paragliders catch natural thermal winds which propel them into the air, allowing them to free fly above the mountains. This truly unique sensation is what makes this experience so popular. France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and Switzerland are some of the best paragliding destinations in the world. Speedriding. Speedriding combines the air and the snow, an original and extremely fun experience. With both a wing and skis, you can carve down the slopes and then take to the air. Speedriding is a form of winter sport paragliding but with a small surface wing. Takeoff and landing are on snow-covered trails and is carried out with skis or a snowboard attached to your feet. The sails have a surface area that varies between 8 to 12 meters squared, which allow for alternating flight and riding sessions. If you are interested, it is vital to take the time to learn the basics. Find a professional who can teach the activity safely and in the right location. And of course, first you need to be a good skier. Skydiving. Ever wanted to jump out of a plane? For the adventurers, the curious, and those who are not afraid to face their fears, skydiving is the ultimate experience. Your senses come alive when you skydive. Some mention sensory overload after their first jump, and it's because you're experiencing so many things at once, it's hard to separate one from the other. One of the greatest things about skydiving is that the experience is very personal. Everyone has a reason for making their first jump. A fear to overcome, something they want to forget, or just the love of adventure. Whatever your reason may be, if there's a part of you that wants to skydive, then do it! The only way to know how it feels is to experience it yourself. Canyoning, also known as canyoneering, is the act of navigating down a fast-flowing mountain stream in a gorge using a variety of techniques including abseiling, climbing, sliding, and jumping. The sport of canyoning involves a number of outdoor skills, including hiking, climbing, swimming, abseiling, sliding, stemming, chimneying, and rappelling. It is designed for exploring hard-to-reach areas of the natural landscape by following water routes and navigating the different streams, pools, and waterfalls. Canyoning certainly doesn't need to be done with a guide, but it is highly recommended. This isn't a sport that should be attempted without a professional, unless you are experienced and know what you're doing. Canyoning adventures are particularly great in the southern French Alps because there are routes to suit all levels and abilities. Scuba diving and ice diving. Ice diving is a unique adventure for advanced divers. Rather than just another name for cold water scuba diving, it involves diving with a layer of ice over some or all of the dive site. Whether you're traveling towards cold climates on a special ice diving trip or just getting ready for a strong winter, knowing your way around ice opens up new possibilities for your life as a diver. Because of the unusual circumstances, people who want to pursue this type of diving must learn some special skills and have some special equipment. Ice divers are always attached to a safety line, which is held by a dive buddy team on the surface. The line is used for safety and for communication. Because of the equipment involved and the hazards faced, ice diving is done in buddy teams of at least 4 people instead of just 2. One thing that some people do as beginners is to start early in the season, where the ice is thin enough to punch through in an emergency. In this case, the entry, exit, and support team are set up on the shore, since the ice isn't thick enough to support the necessary gear. Wakeboarding and water skiing. Wakeboarding and water skiing are surface sports that allow you to skim the surface of the water whilst being towed by a boat. Although tricky to master, you won't need previous experience, just confidence in the water, a moderate fitness level, and a sense of humor. Wakeboarding is much harder and more complicated than water skiing. but incredibly fulfilling once you get the hang of it. Plus, after you know how to water ski, then wakeboarding will be easier to learn. To take part in either water skiing or wakeboarding, purchasing a life jacket beforehand is an incredibly smart precaution, especially for your first time on the water. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Don't forget to hit that like button and give us a subscribe.